Hello everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. We are in Addis Ababa, Bole International Airport in Bole, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. And today we're going to be flying to Djibouti, Ambuli International Airport in Ambuli, Djibouti City. Djibouti, it serves Djibouti City. It's in Ambuli. And we're going to be taking that country off of our list for our world tour, Djibouti. Short flight today, I believe it's going to be about an hour and a half, maybe around an hour. Hopefully better than our last flight where we lost, well, I think that plane is actually, that's actually a VATSIM plane taking off right there. Supposed to be Kenya Airways, but it couldn't get matched up. Kenya Airways, Flight 39, he's going over to, I don't know where he's going. So I am using VATSIM right now. Part of me kind of wants to not use VATSIM because then I don't think we're getting the live. If we use VATSIM, we don't get the live traffic. I do have live traffic on, so we might get both. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Not a big deal if we don't. These aren't huge airports for a ton of traffic. Anyway, using VATSIM, but there's no coverage really here, so we're just kind of have it on to see what happens this flight. And maybe next flight, I will actually jump over to some area where we can do some good ATC stuff. All right, anyway, we are flying over to Djibouti. This flight is Ethiopian 362. It's usually flown using a Boeing 737-800. But I'm going to be using the Airbus A320neo, FlyByWire's A320nx mod, with the Ethiopian Airlines livery created by Tom, IHBK. There are links below for all of that, or not for all of that, but if you just search on flightsim.to, you'll be able to find the FlyByWire. I do have a link for the livery and a link for pushback helper, which we're using today as well. PackX for the passenger experience and everything there too. Oh, now I won't remember. I'm gonna be right back, so give me a second. Alright, didn't get what I wanted to. I wanted to... I'm trying to print off... Are we getting a storm coming in here? I was trying to print off the checklist I have. Alright, so... let's get into the plane. Get things started. Just check in, parking brake, engines are off. To normal here, flaps, spoilers. We got nose wheel steering, wipers are off, and we will turn on our battery. Let's turn off the managed radio comms for now. We do have external power. We'll turn that on right away. Get our lighting set up. Pull up my checklist. Alright, strobe lights. Strobe lights set to auto. Alright. Strobe lights set to auto. Gears align 1, 2, 3 to nav. We're going to do our APU and engine fire tests. we set our display brightness, seatbelt signs, no smoking signs. We'll arm this and we'll get Pack X going right now. Start flight, career mode, first officer. Alright, so we're going Hotel Alpha Alpha Bravo to Hotel Delta Alpha Mike. Cruising altitude 35,000. It looks like we're getting some rain coming in now. Ethiopian 362 flight time. We'll give an extra 7 minutes there. 1 hour 10 minutes. Takeoff 31 minutes. 172 passengers on the A320neo. We do have Wi-Fi today. We do have boarding music for Ethiopian Airlines, and we do have a custom safety brief as well. And of course, for some reason, not everything is running that I need to be running. Alright, of course. We'll get back to doing our checklist while we're waiting for that to get set. Get our IFR clearance.
All ground Ethiopian tree 62 IFR to Djibouti, ready to copy.
Ethiopian tree 62 is cleared to Djibouti airport as filed. Takeoff runway 25 left climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 125.1 squawk 5251.
Cleared to Djibouti airport as filed. Takeoff runway 25 left. Climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency 125.1 squawk 5251. Ethiopian 362.
Ethiopian tree 62 cleared to Djibouti airport as filed.
Now see, I don't think you have to say Ethiopian at the beginning there, but maybe on that one you do say at the beginning.
Departure on 125.1 squawk 5251.
Alright.
Ethiopian tree 62 read back correct. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Alright, we got alignment in 4 minutes for the nav, and Pack X should be ready to go now. Passengers are boarding, and there's our little bar on the bottom. We got our names that are localized, a little bit of a mix with, of course, travelers. For more outside the area, of course. Get back into the checklist. We have our IFR clearance, so now we can do our flight computer. For a crust right there. Actually, while I'm in here, I'm just going to go and get our performance weight and balances. So load our fuel. And our passenger, I already put in the passenger payload weight. So we can go now to our NIT page. Cost index today is 28. Cruise is flight level 350. And go to page 2, 0 fuel weight and 0 fuel weight center of gravity. Fuel planning, we only need 3,000 kilos, but we have 6.8 on board for emergency issues. Okay, now we do our flight plan. Again, a short flight plan, just like last flight. We're going to November, India, Delta, Echo, Golf. And then we're going to click right here, get our airways, and we have Uniform Bravo 535. We're taking that to Lima Alpha Kilo Bravo Echo. And there's our flight plan. Alright. We do have our departure was runway 25 left. Double check that. I didn't write it down. And we're going to do a star today. They didn't give us a star, but or a SID, I mean. But we'll do this one. Nideg 1 Bravo. Insert that. Looks like 45 minutes, 309 nautical miles. And that's our flight plan. Performance page V1 is going to be 132 today. Rotate 133. And safety V2 137. Transition altitude is 14,000. Since we are already about 7,500 feet above sea level right now. Flaps are 1. We're going to do flex 2 takeoff temperature. I don't want to say 2. About 61 degrees. We're going to do that. All right. We'll go down here. Down here, predictive wind shear on. Lock the cockpit door. Check the passengers coming on.
How much longer do we have on our boarding
8 minutes left. We're doing very good.
Let us know if you need
Right back up to the glare shield. We need our barometric reference. Let's see if we can get an Addis here. Yes, we can.
All airport information, Whiskey 0500 Zulu. Windcom. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,000 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet, few clouds at 12,400 feet. Temperature, 14. Dew point, 10. QNH tree 0.01. ILS Zulu runway 25 right and ILS Yankee runway 25 left and use.
Cabin crew, I'd like to
Landing
welcome
at
you aboard
departing
our
runway
flight.
25 right and runway
Be sure to
25
place your
left.
larger carry-on items in the
VFR
overhead
aircraft
bins
say
and
direction
smaller
of
items
flight.
underneath the seat in front of
All
you.
aircraft
If you have
read
trouble
back
finding
hold
a
short
location for
instructions.
any of your carry-on items,
Advise
please use
controller
the
on
flight
initial
attendant call
contact. You
button
have
over your
whiskey.
seat.
Of course, I wasn't paying attention when it gave us the
overhead bin is full. Please make sure you
All
close it
airport
as a
information,
courtesy
Whiskey
to other
0500
passengers.
Zulu.
Please double check that all your items are put away so that the aisle
flight
is clear
director's
and other
on.
passengers can
Sky
make their way to
condition,
their seats.
few clouds at
If you're in an
1,000
Actually, what I
emergency
can do is I can go right here.
please exit seating responsibilities in the car and use the
We'll get this all
back
printed out right
If you're
now.
not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can
QNH tree
your safety is your portable electronic
ILS
devices
Zulu
during the
runway
boarding
25
process.
right and
We ask
ILS
that
Yankee
larger
runway
electronic
25
devices are
left and
stowed
use.
once we depart from the gate.
Landing
Thank
at
you and
departing
welcome
runway
aboard.
25 right and runway 25 left. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All
That's the
aircraft
switch for the
read back hold
APU.
short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have whiskey.
Alright, we received our message, our MEDAR data. For some reason we don't have the station available for here, but we do have for Djibouti, so that's good. Get that out for later use. While we're down here, not really down there, but I want to just make sure our plan looks right. No discontinuities. It's a very short one. Actually, I think we could probably see the whole thing. Almost. Well, almost halfway to is our first waypoint. Alright. Back to the checklist. We have our flight directors both on, APU, master, and starter, crew oxygen supply. So we're going to go to our overhead panel. Overhead panel. And we're going to clear, work our way up and left to right, up and down. So we'll start here on this panel, clearing all whites. Seatbelt lights on. Fuel pumps on. And we got nothing over here as well. External power off once we have APU. And once we are finished boarding. Storm certainly rolled back in. It was storming when we landed. Note to anyone who's watching and was watching the last live stream, the live stream obviously cut out before we could land. I will be updating that, editing the video and uploading it again. A complete flight. But yeah, we had to go around a few times, and by the time we got landed, it was storming pretty good in here. Gonna pull over our flight plan. See our There's our SID. NID 1 Bravo. Then we're on the airway to waypoint Lackby. And then we're going to have a star. Well, they'll give us a star or some way into Djibouti. Again, not too long a flight. About the same distance as Hargeisa, our last flight, so could have just gone right here and done this one, but we went do 2 shorter flights. In Djibouti, after we do Djibouti, we're going to come right down here. We're going to go to Mogadishu. Start working our way back west in Africa. Back here to our airport info, you can see where we are. So we're going to need to... Actually, it looks like we're going to need to back up on the runway because they don't have a taxiway connection here. Alright, we can disconnect the power and the jetway.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 362. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices
You can
are
light
in
on
airplane mode and your large devices are now
the
shut
tug.
down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Parking brake released. Starting engine 2. And starting pushback. Where did the tug go? Oh, there he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Carefully store your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seat in front of you. Bags must not be placed in the aisles or next to an exit.
Parking brake set. Starting engine 2. Taxi light on. Runway turn off lights.
Simply slide the flat metal onto the button into the cleats, and it just straps onto comfortably tight. To unfasten
So I want to jump out here and see if I can.
please keep your seatbelts fastened while sitting. The crew will provide belts for ribbons.
Yeah, basically we have to get on
This is a non-smoking
runway 25 right, take it down.
on the entire aircraft, the lavatories. Tampering with the lavatory smoke detector is prohibited. Set your mobile phone to flight mode. Takeoff and landing. Please switch all electronic devices to offense.
Alright, back to normal. APU bleed off. Has to switch off. Strobe light is auto. Set our transponder. Spoilers armed.
In case of loss of cabin pressure,
Flaps set to 1.
will drop down automatically.
Anti-ice auto brake is set to max.
Until comfortably tied.
Nose light, taxi light, parking brake released, and our weather radar on. Sure, get our taxi.
Ground Ethiopian 362 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
Ethiopian 362 taxi to and hold short of runway 25 left via taxiway Alpha cross runway 25 right. Contact tower on 118.1 ready.
This Airbus 315-900 airplane has 8 emergency exit doors, which are located on each side of the cabin.
They actually want us to go all the way down to the other end and then go back up. Go to taxiway Alpha. It is behind us. We're just gonna go on taxiway Charlie. Again, if I was running VATSIM, I turned VATSIM off so we can get the live traffic and everything. What little there is. Oops. Yes, I did hear you. Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 25 left via taxiway Alpha, cross runway 25 right, contact tower on 118.1 when ready, Ethiopians 362.
Taxiing hold short runway 25 left via taxiway Alpha cross
I guess I didn't need to say contact tower. We're gonna throw on our strobe.
There's an overwater emergency. Put your life vest on, connect the buckles, and pull the strap tight. Inflate as you leave the plane by pulling the red toggle or blowing into the tubes. The light will come on when in contact with water or by pulling the plug on the battery.
Let's hold short.
Life vest is for infants. The main door skip slides may be used as a flotation device.
That's probably why you want to be at the end, I guess, so you get to take the whole runway.
Have a pleasant flight.
Every time I see like a lot of activity going on VATSIM, and then I don't get on it at that time, and then when I do want to get on, all the activity has kind of disappeared. Really weird. The New York area's got a lot of stuff, so maybe after this flight we'll go over to New York. Looks like Moscow has some action going on. Denmark, northern Germany. Quite a few airports and approach being stationed, but I like to have like the full coverage. Probably be fun. Actually, there's something going on down in Brazil, like a whole area, Brazil and Uruguay on the coast down there. Lots of coverage, center coverages, and then a few places with towers and approaches. So maybe we'll do some of that later. Depends on how comfortable I feel with that. Need to get my sound settings right so I can hear ATC. So I can read back and actually get their instructions as well. Alright. Nose light, landing light, CAS, and transponder once we are lined up or before takeoff. I don't think there's actually much of a turnaround area here. You kind of want to go down. 25 right would have been better to go down. And come on. That must be what you're supposed to do. Or go down 25 left and then come over, or 25 right. You can still get turned around though.
Tower Ethiopian 362 ready for departure runway 25 left IFR to Djibouti.
Ethiopian 362 UNH 29.999er, wind 257 at 3. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left Ethiopian 362.
Whoa. That was a lightning strike right there. Okay, chronometer. And we are ready for takeoff. B1 rotate. Gear up.
Ethiopian 362, contact Addis, Ababa Center on 125.1.
125.1 for Ethiopian 362. Addis Ababa Center, Ethiopian 362 is at 8,400 feet, descending 7,000 feet.
Ethiopian 362 Addis, Ababa Center QNH 30.02 continue as planned.
Addis Ababa Center, Ethiopian 362. Request 17,000 feet.
Ethiopian 362 climb and maintain 17,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet. Ethiopian 362.
Well, we picked up quite a bit of speed there. That's why we're climbing so fast. Okay, we're gonna get our
Addis Ababa Center,
get our final
Ethiopian
cruise
362.
altitude,
Request
35,000.
270.
Otherwise, they'll keep us at 17 the whole way.
Addis Ababa Center, Ethiopian 362. Request flight level 350.
We lost ATC now. That'll be fun. Nice. Go to standard. Turn our landing lights off. Oh, that's a view right there. This cloud cover. Woo.
Gentlemen, we are now now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. You will be required to pay a small fee.
All right, we're gonna go up to 35,000.
Offer complimentary in-flight
ATC has decided to take a nap.
Connect to the Wi-Fi and you will be able to access a wide range of free
Oh, there we go.
library.
Let's say. You never know.
Climb and maintain flight level 290. Expect flight level 350 Ethiopian 362.
Yeah, I think once we get into flying around in Europe, I will be using VATSIM during those flights. Definitely in America, South America. It's just there's not as much activity VATSIM wise, and just planes that I'm not sure if I'm on VATSIM if it knocks out live traffic or not. We'll see as we come into Djibouti. There's not a ton down here anyway, but if it does, I don't want to be no live traffic just because there might be another guy passing by on VATSIM. In Europe and America, though, you'll have lots of planes the whole time, and especially if we're close to a busy airport. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be under 50 minutes remaining on this flight already. A couple of short ones here. Next one's not going to be terribly long either. Yeah, we got our first visitor here. Luidor Jose Vladimir. Hey, how you doing? Yep, just missed takeoff from Ethiopia, from Addis Ababa Bowl International in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, going to Djibouti. Short flight, probably 45 minutes till touchdown, hopefully. Maybe an hour. Hey, Mate. Thanks for joining in. Just climbing out of Ethiopia. Headed for Djibouti. Gonna be crossing 26,000 feet. And thinking about the next flight already. Thinking about maybe jumping over and doing a flight over in Looks like Brazil is pretty busy right now. Sao Paulo. Rio de Janeiro is looking pretty busy. Might do a flight down there on VATSIM, but that'll be my first ever flight on VATSIM, and I'm not sure yet if I want to try it. I want to write some stuff down, or at least have some stuff printed out, refer to on how to talk to ATC, what I'm supposed to say when. Yeah, we're just taking the standard instrument departure out of Addis Ababa International. Yeah, and the SID basically takes us halfway to our destination, a little bit over halfway to our destination. And then we have 2 waypoints and the 52 nautical miles between the 2 waypoints. Few short flights right in here. Hopefully we'll have a better time than last flight, and hopefully we won't lose the stream just as I'm landing, or coming in for first attempt at landing at least. Took a few tries last flight from Hargeisa into Addis Ababa. We lost the live stream. I hit the record button, so I do have the landing and everything. It was another hard landing, about 500 feet per minute again. So hopefully we can get a decent landing here at Djibouti. Hopefully the weather clears too.
are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, only accept credit cards. at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
Alright, I'm putting in the arrival information. Well, let's go through that quickly here. So the QNH, that's right there, Q1003 QNH. Temperature is 35, dew point is 25, so we put temperature 35 degrees Celsius. Wind is 260 degrees at 3 knots. Right there. Transition altitude, so we got a few clouds at 13,300. Descend and maintain flight level 190, Ethiopian 362. Kind of practicing rebacks. So they already got us on our descent. Okay, so I get the 5,000 transition altitude. I just pulled up one of the charts for our ILS approach, our runway 27. That's what the plan is runway 27. They might switch us the other way, but the transition altitude will be the same, right there, 5,000. For minimums, we're doing straight in landing ILS. Now, if we were doing localizer, glide slope out, it'd be 340. ILS will be 224. So we're going to put 224 in for now. That means we're basically almost at sea level. Almost at sea level there. Now that's the time. So it came on the 11th, 1900 Zulu. That might be a few hours ago, actually. We'll update it as they give us. You see the cloud cover. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good. As we make our descent here, we want to set our altitude. Seatbelt sign is on. So let's do that. We always have those seatbelt signs on once we start making our descent. Anti-ice is off. Barometric reference is set. Let's go right over here. We'll stick it in here. That'll remind us what we need. Don't know if there's a way to set it here. Can't really see it anywhere. You don't know what you're really setting it to. One lower than 10,000 feet, we're going to put on our landing lights, and we are basically, the airport is at, what do we got here? Close that for now. The airport is at, airport elevation is 49 feet, runway is 24 feet, so we're going to be, our minimum is 200 feet above. You can see that that's in the circles, because 224 feet above sea level, and then 200 feet, that's 200 feet above the runway. See that, same thing there. That's how those numbers show up. So that's 340 feet would be the decision height. The actual height above the runway is 316 feet, you know, minus 24 for the runway elevation. There you go, you got the decision height again right there. Our final approach is 269. And then if we need to missed approach, we climb on 269 to the VOR. Okay, so the VOR is actually past the runway, right out there. And then we follow 269 DTI. Okay, right there. Climbing 3,700 feet, max 230 knots at 4.5 Delta. Well, that's the VOR DTI. Delta Tango India. Turn right onto 326 and to join and follow 13 DME. That's the distance. What is that? That's the distance from the DOE. We're doing arc and as directed. We'll have to remember that. Why does something always have to break?
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Keep speed not above 230 knots. Expect VOR
Again, we lost
DME
something
runway
again.
27 approach by Delta Tango India
I
transition.
can't
Clear
turn
to
the
Delta
knobs.
Tango India, Ethiopian 362.
Can change that. Can't change our altitude though. I go in and out. Does that? Oh, that's really frustrating. It seems like every flight there is one thing that goes wrong. All right, so we are on a VOR DME. We might have to take this in manually at least for altitude. So let's get that in right now. Where are we? We already cleared? Yeah. We are cleared to arrival VOR 27, transition DTI. Insert, and we'll just do that. And direct to DTI. Seems like it's not going where I want it to go. There we go.
Ethiopia 362, please expedite your descent 3,000 feet.
Oh, I would love to. Believe me, I would love to. Okay, we're gonna. Which I think we can do. Well, of course not. Of course, all of our. Absolutely insane. Can I not turn off autopilot? Must be really annoying because I can't change the altitude. Just, I don't know. Okay, looks like it's gonna do that. That's gonna be annoying with that sound, but there's nothing I can do. Descending 3,000 feet, we are going to DTI. change that on URME. And let's get the chart up. Okay, so you can see our coming in. We're coming to DTI, and then we're going to take 71 degrees out to 13 miles from the VOR. Then we'll make our turn to 269 and on in. Let's get that in. 113.9 is our VOR today. What are we descending? 1,500 feet per minute. That we can descend a little bit more. Radial nav was 113.9. VOR frequency course is 269er. And I can't believe something else has gone wrong. It's like every single flight.
Ethiopia 362 descend and maintain 3,600 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,600 feet, Ethiopian 362.
But we'll take it in manually. We'll get this on the ground, hopefully. It's going to be really annoying. There we go. Now it wants to work. It wants us at 3,600. There's always something going on with these planes. I think we should have had like a star or something. I think we'll be able to get... By the VOR, we need to be at 3,700. So we have 29 nautical miles. We are 6 minutes away from our getting to that point. We're descending. Yeah, we should be there. We should be fine. We want to kind of start slowing down, so I'm going to put on speed brake to just at least give us some help.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any craft one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright.
Keep speed not above 230 knots once we get down there.
Back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Nice rainbow behind us. See the showers all over. We will flip on our landing lights. In this area, we need to be about 4,600 feet until we get within a certain arc, about 10 miles from the VOR. Right now, you can see we're 21, so we need to be over 4,600, 10 miles out still. Once we get past there, we can get down to 3,700, but it's terrain and everything. You can see it right there.
362 contact Djibouti approach on 121.1.
121.1 for Ethiopian 362. Djibouti approach Ethiopian 362 is at 8,600 feet, descending 3,600 feet.
Ethiopian 362 Djibouti approach QNH 29.62 continue to Delta Tango India as planned.
Now, hopefully this takes us in on that approach. Last time it decided it wanted to just start going wherever it wanted to go. But DTI 13, that's that 13 nautical miles out from the VOR, and then 9.7 will take us on a loop to 9.7, and that'll be on the course, and then we'll obviously be, that's where we're capturing that 3-degree descent into the runway. The runway is actually 5 miles short of the VOR, so that's what's going on there. Oops. Didn't change our QNH there. So you can see the runway. We're obviously coming in the opposite direction. So from here, we're going to probably that user point is probably 5 nautical miles out, and then we'll go to 13. Once we get to 13 out, we have to be down to 1,700 feet. Why did you tell me to get down to... Why are we going to DTI? We don't want to go to DTI. We need to go to... Okay, see, it decides where it wants to go every time. It will not go to the next waypoint. It'll jump, and so now we're kind of spinning around a little bit here. Like, it actually started having us go the wrong direction. When you go 71 degrees, not the opposite. Because I'm always fighting the flight computer. Not a very long looking runway, is it?
Ethiopia 362 descend and maintain 1,700 feet.
Descend and maintain 1,700 feet, Ethiopian tree.
I think that Delta Tango India 13 is actually the turning point. That user point was where we wanted to go. Well, let's see if I can get that back. Probably won't be able to. Oh. All right, we'll kind of aim out that way. Yeah, it's weird the names they give the different points for some reason.
Ethiopian tree 62, you are 6 miles east of Djibouti. Contact Djibouti Tower on 122.11 inbound.
Tower on 122.1 Ethiopian tree 62. Djibouti Tower, Ethiopian tree 627 miles east inbound 4 DME runway 27 approach.
Ethiopian tree 62 Djibouti Tower. QNH 29.62 wind 259 at 5. Cleared 4 DME runway 27 approach.
2,500.
Cleared VOR, DME runway 27 approach, Ethiopian tree 62.
Alright, making our turn to 269 degrees, and that VOR DME 13. Cabin check. Right, 9.7, which will be doing a 3-degree descent. Here's the runway. Landing gear down.
Ethiopian tree 62, wind 29er at 5. Cleared to land runway 27.
Clear to land runway 27 Ethiopian tree 62.
$1,000. $500. $400. 100 above. 300. Minimum 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Ethiopian tree 62, exit runway when able. Ethiopian tree 62,
Ladies and
contact
gentlemen, we have
ground
reached our
118.1.
destination. The local time is 10
Alright, I wonder
a.m.
how hard
and
that
it's currently
was.
about 36
Seems like they're always
degrees
hard. They're
Celsius.
decent landings, but they're hard.
Now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
Let's get the
Remember to
APU
use
going.
caution when opening the overhead bins as items
Strobe
may
lights
have
auto.
been during the flight.
Landing lights
As this is your
off.
final destination,
Taxi.
thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Flight directors. Approach. Go. Where am I going? looks like as good of a place as any to park. I mean, that's basically it for the... Let's see, what do we got for airport? Okay, that's the military apron right there. Apron G is probably, apron Golf's probably where we're going. Control tower, apron C. So this area is the terminal area. We got an ATR 76. Like a Japan one. What is that? Looks like it's like the Rebel. Okay, that is something. We're gonna go in apron G. Golf. Parking. Golf 1 right here. Parking brake set. EQ bleed on. Taxi lights off. Runway turn off. Runway turn lights off. Weather radar. Transponder. APU. We got all that. Parking brake. External power. Not available right now. Let's see if we can get some. Another airport with no external power for some reason. Looks like it. Yep. Oh, we're just gonna have to make do with the APU. Engine 2 and 1 off. End of our flight. 57 minutes, so shorter than our last flight, even though we thought it was gonna be longer, but we didn't have to go around or anything. Turn off the beacon light. Oh, we keep the strobe on. Seatbelt lights off. And there we go. Turn off the fuel pumps. Crew oxygen. RNAV. And while passengers get off, we'll take a look at our flight. These are the areas where there's covers for FlightSim. Europe has kind of gone quiet now. Nothing usually over here. Got our flight path. We're the second person to arrive here today. Landing rate still a little high. Landing force 1.74. Block time 111. That's once we got, I think, off. Once we got taxi, I think that's taxi and flight, I'm thinking. Distance 343, fuel burn 1406, 172 passengers, landing speed a little slow, 122. But as you see, the little steps on our flight. So there you go. Not a bad flight. Everything kind of went well. We had a little error, a little problem with the flight computer. You see, wanted us to go the wrong direction, and with our altitude there for a while, we couldn't adjust it. Otherwise, we made it in one piece.
Hey, how's our passenger deboarding going?
We're still deboarding.
Helpful. Alright, open up Illustrator and show you the map. Where we've been, where we're going. So you can see that's where we've been so far, and we need to go right here to Djibouti, and there it is. There's our world tour so far. Slowly filling in the African map. We're going to get Somalia next, and then I think we're going to Kenya, but then we'll get Tanzania, a few of these other ones. Oh, we actually already gone to Rwanda. We're going to go there again. We do have a few repeat flights, and that's why it's going to take us so long to complete, but no problem. It's all about the air, all about flying. So let me back to here. And we got 2 minutes left. Let's get them off this plane. Get off the plane.
We'll see what we can do. No promises.
Scurrying off. And we'll just end it right there. See our landing rate slightly out of schedule. Took off, what was that, 11 minutes early. Arrived about 24 minutes early there, so pretty good. I wish I didn't have that extra shot of rum. Well, yeah. Probably a good idea. All right. Well, thanks for coming along for this flight. Next flight will be from Djibouti to Mogadishu, Somalia. I believe that is going to be a Qatar Airways flight. And until then, please like the video, comment below, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And consider a donation below. The link for Streamlabs, I accidentally have a space in there. It's just Martin Wenzel, all one word. You'll be able to find it if you want to send anything my way. Very much appreciated. And until then, keep the blue side up and take care.